Here is a one-of-a-kind book. This is a handmade book that I bound called 50 Years of Reggae, Livicated to the Legends. So 1963 to 2013. So this project, this little book that I put together is now 9 years old. So with 10-year anniversary coming around, it could be 60 years of reggae if I was actually to get this book ready to be published in a couple years. So I was looking over at my Facebook page and realizing, wow, 50 Years of Reggae, Livicated to the Legends. Posted December 7th, 2013. Look, and I tagged Clement Coxon Dodd. So I've got this artwork up here, and what I'll do is I'll show you. But the fun thing about looking back at this this project is that I had to learn how to create these 45s. So I actually had to order some special tools to do the bookbinding. So what I've got is this little kit right here. I had to come up with some interesting ways to cut circles to do this project. And the tool that I ended up with that worked the best is this little tool right here, so that I can actually cut out these 45s. And the book of 45s came together pretty nice, but I didn't actually do much more than the artwork. So I'd like to compile some information. But let me show you some of these other books that I did. So this is really simple. This is a little demonstration of the saddle stitch. And so I've got my hole punching tool, so you can punch the holes, and that's just one leaf. As you can see, it's tied right here in the middle. So one piece of string, and the reason it's tied to this is so that it can actually be bound as the spine. If I wanted to bind this would be a little too big, but I could glue that down. So that's how it would work. Some of these books I have are just blanks, but this one's a cool one. This is How to Draw the Mungo Way, and this is a little how to draw book that I put together. How to draw the Mungo Way: line art, spot shading, illustration, comics, fairy tales. Stay tuned. And this does not have a cover, does not have cloth on the cover. And here's an example. This has 3 leaves put together. Each one's 16 pages. And so that actually just makes a nice little sketchbook. Hand-bound, handmade sketchbook. Another simple one. So this was all done as part of this book binding class. So this was my ambitious project to make a book, 50 Years of Reggae. So this is how far I got, was making these cool 45s you can pull out. And I've got a little information. So enter the sound system, mento, downbeat, jazz. This would be taking us to the era, pre-reggae, and we even have the ska years. So picking the date, 60 Years of Reggae, would be putting us back probably a little more accurately, more like 60 years back from 2021 when I'm recording this. That would be 1961. But there was an era where the sound systems were used to bring the music to the people, and this would be records of jazz, calypso, blues, R&B, soul, doo-wop, the doo-wop singers, lots of music from the United States being played in these original sound systems. Hey, that reminds me, you take a look over here. I've got, hopefully you're seeing this. Let's make sure I've got that. So if I come over here to this Big Ups TV, and in the forums I've got this posted up audio production. This is so cool. This is the music map history of popular music genres. So let's just go to this link, musicmap.info. Oh, they really want you to do cookies. Okay. Okay, so taking a look at this. Aha, look at this is like the family tree of all music. And it's like looking up here at the top, so I can zoom in and it's going to give me this full tree. So we're looking at Negro spirituals and workshops, traditional gospel, leading to rhythm and blues. It's so great. So let's see if we come down here, rhythm and blues on this tree. We've got doo-wop. You hear Bob Marley talking about the influence of the doo-wop in the rhythm and blues. So even on this first piece of artwork here, I've got Chubby Checker, Cox and Dodd, bunch of saxophones. This was a swinging time. But I think then there was more influence from the singers, right? The doo-wop and the harmonies. So this is cool, going down this family tree. If I come over here, you can see we've got ska. Ska's coming from Memphis Deep Southern Soul and Mento. Rhythm and blues coming down into ska. This was the Jamaican response to all these other things going on. And then we see we've got roots reggae, rock steady, and then ska and punk, and then dancehall branching off even from the the original, from the origin here. So this is a really fun thing. And then even raga, reggaeton, got the whole family tree here. And this is pretty fun. So if we come in, let's see if they give us any more information. If I come right in on ska, 1960. So they're talking about the blue beat era. Ska really put the Jamaican music scene on the map. The nearest American city, New Orleans, brought its own version of R&B blue beat to the island, where the sound was drastically changed. So I don't know if 1963 is the birth of reggae, but reggae really came out of ska. So let's flip over here, the ska years. You go back and listen to the original Wailers. You've got that real ska sound. And then we've got the rock steady and the reggae coming out of that. Then we get into the really deep roots reggae, the Rastafari, Rasta culture, one drop rhythm. Got a bunch of little notes of some of the big prominent aspects on each one of these two. So this is pretty fun. Here we go. Roots dance hall. Alright, show you guys this one. This is the roots dance hall. I can just pull these all out of the sleeves and see. There's our roots reggae. Now that I'm actually showing you what's going on here. I would call this one Into the Bashment, right? This is, the dance hall global explosion. You got jungle, dubstep, and then all of the dance hall, the dance movement. Dance hall to a lot of people is a form of dance. Okay? And then of course conscious dance hall. I feel like this really, you're talking starting, all the artists from the 90s coming out of the dance hall scene, really getting into the conscious dance hall vibes and bringing it back to the culture and Rastafari. And so that carries on all the way to 2021. If I had to add a new decade, I'd want to talk about Chronix, Protege, Coffee, all these new artists who are bringing it back to that conscious reggae vibes. uplifting the people. So we've got this this little project that I put together. I think it would be fun to come back and do some more artwork. There's so many artists that need the spotlight, and so I just did my best. You got Tony Rebel down here, got different scenes. There was a bunch of these that didn't actually make the cut, that just didn't get finished. You got Cocoa Tea right here. I gotta have Culture, Burning Spear. Gotta make sure I get all the roots covered, and then I can branch out there for the dance hall. So if I come back to this project, it's probably gonna be more as an illustration project. And anyone who wants to help, it's gonna be quite a feat to really compile the top music for each one of these eras. Kind of fun to see the physical thing printed out. This would also be a cool book just for keeping your 45s. That was kind of how this whole project started. Got the book. All right.